Dr. Wallach is back. You know, we've had so many people enjoy you so much. I said, you know what? I'm going to have the doctor back because so many people have ordered your books and your CDs, and they're talking about you. Doc, you've caused quite a stir, and I love it. What is it about you that people like? I mean, is it your personality, your age, the
Probably
way you
not.
talk? What is it?
Probably not my. You have the personality, Pastor.
Oh, I think you do. No. But anyways, I mean, you have caused such a stir, Doc.
Well, I think it's the message, and of course, you know, it's biblical. My people are destroyed for lack of knowledge.
Of course, yeah.
Yes, of course. And so, this is a message that's thousands and thousands and thousands of years old. This is a message that goes back to the beginning of time. And there's certain peoples that prospered health-wise. And why did God, it was always fascinating to me, Pastor Benny, why did God pick the Garden of Eden? Of all the places on earth, why did he pick that place to put Adam? And when you evaluate that, when you really look at it, that was not just any place. That was the most fertile place on earth. It was the most fertile place on earth. And why was that? Well, that's because it's surrounded by mountains. And the four rivers, the Tigris, the Euphrates, the Pishon, Dishon rivers, are bringing all this silt from the mountains down, was constantly refertilizing that soil. He picked them.
That's amazing. You know, now, Doc, you know, today we see young people dying with cancer. I mean, you know, please understand this, precious partners. You know, I've gone to the world, I've preached the gospel around the world, and I have seen more sickness in the last 40 years of my life than I think any man alive. You know, and I love to see the power of God, but what really shakes me is sometimes I'll see someone who was healed 5 years ago, they're sick again with something else. And is it because they're not eating right? It has to be. Or is it something else?
Well, it's basically tied to what you eat and what you don't eat. Again, why did God pick the Garden of Eden to put Adam? Unfortunately, the nutritional elements that we need to maximize our lifespan, to live to be 120 as God commanded, and man's years shall be 120, that means that's a command. They shall be. That wasn't say, well, if you do right, you'll get there. And so what we have to do is understand that the nutritional minerals that we require as a human being, as a vertebrate, like a hummingbird or a man or an elephant, do not occur in equal and the same amounts over the crust of the earth. They occur in veins like chocolate and chalk ripple ice cream. When you look at the top 20 longevity cultures, interestingly enough, they're very faithful people. These are all people of God who live the longest. And by, you assume either guidance or dumb luck, one or the other, probably a combination of dumb luck and guidance. They listened and they were guided to these places to live. They have everything they need to live to be 120. There's actually a cover article in the May 2013 National Geographic. It's a little girl, and it says, this girl will live to be 120. It just blows your mind because she happened to live in a place that has all the nutrients necessary to live to be 120. Now, her peoples didn't know that. They didn't analyze the soil, but they were guided by God to live there.
Okay, but how, I mean, you know, here we are living in big cities. We're not living in Eden or places like that girl is. How do we stay healthy? You see young people dying with cancer, diabetes, heart disease at young ages. I mean, that's shocking how many young people are suddenly getting these diseases that what it used to be that the older people got years ago.
Exactly.
Why?
Well, because they bet on the wrong horse.
What do you mean they bet on the wrong horse?
They bet on the wrong horse. They went with the medical system instead of God.
Keep talking, please. I want to hear that.
Instead of God. Because if we would listen to God, then we would be doing all the right things. We would be doing all the right things that our body needs. When we went with the medical system, that's when things began to become destroyed. Because the medical system went all with pharmaceuticals. And Pastor Benny, if you look at the PDR, the physician's desk reference, it has 250,000 prescription drugs in it. With the exception of antibiotics, which can kill pneumonia, can kill strep throat, can cure things. With the exception of antibiotics, there's not a single pharmaceutical in the PDR, the physician's desk reference, that cures anything. Doctors are not under any command to cure a disease even when there's cures available. So they choose to treat you. If they treat you for 25 years, they might make $750,000 per person. If they cure you, they make $300.
Yeah, exactly. And there is no money in health.
There's no money in cure. There's no money in health. And so I'm interested in God's stuff. I call it God's stuff. And over the years, since I was 9 years old, and I know that God had to be part of this because a 9-year-old kid doesn't figure this out. And so when I figured it out when I was 9, it had to be a divine appointment. That's the only thing I can think of. And so over these years, I've treated it as such and learned everything I could, and I shared.
I mean, nutrition really works.
Of course.
You know, I am convinced because it happened to me myself. But there's some amazing programs out there like Forks Over Knives and Food Matters. And today you're seeing, you know, this thing proven over and over. That the medicines people take is not really helping them. Like you said, they don't cure anything.
They relieve symptoms, which make people temporarily comfortable. But
and the side effects are so horrible. You know, I was watching a commercial day before yesterday about some new pill, something, and they give you all the side effects that could happen to you if you take it right on that commercial, which of course they have to. And I thought to myself, why take it?
Well, people are
the risk of this and the risk of that. You may end up dying just from the side effects.
Oh, absolutely. That's one of the biggest side effects of these pharmaceuticals is death. Now, here's...
How many people die a year in America from side effects?
Of drugs? If you use drugs alone, 500,000.
In the United States?
Yes.
Every year?
Every year. That's a yearly figure. And the bigger figure is...
From side effects?
Of drugs. Now, when you look at the bigger figure of side effects of treatments and side effects of care and lack of care, from the directly attributed to doctors, not even washing their hands, simple things like that, is 15 million a year in America are killed, injured, and infected each year by doctors, killed, injured in their workplace. They don't even get an OSHA ticket. There's no consequences. So we have to spend more time considering God's direction than doctor's direction. That's why you say they bet on the wrong.
Okay, now listen, let me ask you, why... Well, let me just go back and ask, how do we prevent cancer in children, in young people, or any person? What do we do?
Okay, there's two things we have to do, Pastor Benny. Number one, we have to stop the bad stuff. Number two, we have to do the good stuff. I mean, you got to attack it from both ends. The good stuff, of course, is the 90 essential nutrients. We've known this, gosh, in the animal industry for 100 years. We've eliminated 900 different diseases in animals that still plague people. We've eliminated every birth defect you can name and 10 times that many you can't in animals that still plague people. Because what we did, we didn't have health insurance for animals, so we just had to fix the problems. On the other hand, we've been given a lot of misinformation on how to cook, how to eat, and this is killing us. For instance, Steve Jobs, billionaire, very smart guy. When it came to marketing, when it came to techie stuff.
Absolutely.
He died at 56 years of age. The doctors killed him as sure as they shot him in the head.
Are you sure on that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He was because of doctors?
Yes.
That he died?
Yes.
Oh, well, how's that?
Okay, well, first of all, he was an unsupplemented vegan. If you want to be a vegan, you can be a very successful vegan, but you have to supplement with the 90 essential nutrients because you can't get it in the food because they don't occur in an equal blanket around the crust of the earth. The only way...
So you're not for vegetarians?
Well,
that people just go
they can be a vegetarian.
veggie?
No, they can be a vegetarian, but they must supplement. It's the vegetarians who do not supplement are in trouble.
Oh, but wait, now, Doc, I saw on some of these programs where somebody has cancer or diabetes, and they reversed the disease with a vegetarian diet. Now, you're saying that's not really exactly smart.
Well, it's possible with a little bit of addition here. You ever hear a guy by the name of Jay Cordish?
No.
Okay, he was kind of the original juice man, and he had a terminal bladder cancer 60 years ago, and they told him he only had weeks to live and so forth, so he started juicing. And over the years, he helped literally millions of people reverse their cancers, but he began to put the minerals in the juices to guarantee that there was a level playing field, that everybody got the same nutritional value.
Okay.
Because a carrot grown, say, in Imperial Valley, California, doesn't have the same nutrition in it as in the Garden State, New Jersey. It looks the same, but one might have 13 minerals and the other might have 16 minerals. And so the only way to level the playing field is a supplement. Now, if you're a supplemented vegetarian, supplemented vegan, you can be very successful. If you don't supplement, it's kind of hit and miss where you live. Some places you can be very successful. Other places you're going to be an abysmal failure. Well, Steve Jobs' problem was twofold. Number one, he got the very best 5-star vegan chef who cooked everything for him in extra virgin olive oil and coconut oil.
Right.
And he got pancreatic cancer from all the free radicals of all that heated oil. Got pancreatic. Then he made a second possible worst mistake. Instead of going to Costa Rica, which are where the longest lived people live in the Western Hemisphere, and going to the oldest...
In Costa Rica?
Yes, sir.
Why Costa Rica?
Because that's where all the minerals are at.
Really? I never heard that before.
Yes. This is in the Western Hemisphere of the Earth. This is where the oldest people live.
Really?
Yes. Did research for a book we call Immortality. We have the top 20 longevity cultures. Pastor Benny, they have 40 times 100-year-olds we do. They have 100-year-old per 250. We have 100-year-old per 10,000. Just simply because where they live. It's kind of like the Garden of Eden in the Western Hemisphere. So, but you can take that information and bring it to your own home. You don't have to go there. So this is where Steve Jobs made his mistake. He should have gone there instead of Harvard.
Really? Wow. And the poor man died early because
he died at 56.
And yet he was eating right.
Well, he was eating correctly, but again...
But he missed what? The supplements.
He missed the minerals. You see, an organic carrot might only have 3 minerals. You need 60, and a vertebrate needs 60. And so he couldn't get all 60 from what he was eating.
Years ago, I decided to cut all fats out. It almost killed me.
Yes. And you're very...
And I had
God
to get...
loves you.
Huh? Yeah,
God
because honestly, I mean, I just cut all the fat out. Just thought maybe that will help me. It didn't help me at all.
It could give you Alzheimer's disease. Alzheimer's disease is a physician-caused disease. Yes, sir.
Wait, Doc.
Yes.
Alzheimer's is caused by doctors, not by diet?
No, it's physicians. Who told Americans to get on a cholesterol-restricted diet? Physicians. Who told doctors to take statin drugs to lower your cholesterol? Physicians. Well, I wrote a paper on that in 1971 and said, uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem. This is not correct. You're going to get all kinds of problems here. Well, what happened was people got Alzheimer's disease. They got low T, erectile dysfunction, because testosterone is a steroid hormone, 95% by weight cholesterol. So you go on a cholesterol-restricted diet, you take cholesterol-lowering drugs. Uh-oh, Houston, we have a problem here. Then they come up with Viagra and all this stuff, right? But essentially, all you had to do is eat 6 eggs a day. And
they almost killed you on eggs. They said it's not good for you. Raises your cholesterol. The yellow is bad. Blah, 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 all that.
Pastor Benny, doctors only live to be 56 according to their own survey. Why would we listen to them? They say don't use salt. They live to be 56. God says use salt.
You're funny, Doc.
God says use salt, and God is forever. I'm going with God.
God said use salt, but salt is still bad for your body, isn't it?
No, it's not.
Well, a lot of it is.
No, it's not. No, it's not, sir.
Doc, I've never had anyone like you, but salt raises your blood.
No, sir, it doesn't.
What do you mean it doesn't?
It doesn't. That's a lie. That's why I say they bet on the wrong horse. The people bet on the wrong horse.
Are you telling me that salt does not raise your blood pressure?
That is correct, sir. It does not raise blood pressure.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
What raises your blood pressure then?
It's actually a mineral deficiency or kidney failure, one or the other. 95% of the time it's a mineral deficiency, 5% of the time
How come nobody says things that you say?
Well,
I mean,
what makes me different?
I'm hearing new stuff from you. You've helped millions of people.
Yes, sir.
You've helped that gentleman with his knees. What was his name again? The mayor of Atlanta.
Oh, Andy Young.
And Andrew Young.
Civil rights movement.
Yeah, you fixed his knee. You rebuilt his knees. He didn't have to have an operation.
No, sir. He canceled his double knee surgery. He was already scheduled. He canceled it. That was 21 years ago.
And Creflo Dollar's daughter
got rid of her asthma.
You helped her with her asthma, and now I guess she's cured.
Asthma-free, yes, sir.
She's asthma-free.
Yes.
I mean, I heard about this wonderful doctor from people. I said, because I never heard of Dr. Wallach. And I had him here a few weeks ago, and dear goodness, the phones began ringing here wild.
I have another one for you. You ever heard of kidney failure, you need dialysis?
Listen, I know a young man in his 20s. Both of his kidneys stopped recently. I think he's doing better now, and it was a shock to me that why would a 20-something-year-old lose his kidneys?
Oh, eating fried foods, not supplementing properly. So I have a wonderful story for you. This is a God story.
Please tell me.
There's a man by the name of Tug. That's his nickname, is Tug, T-U-G, like a tugboat.
Right.
He's 87 years old, and since he was 14, he hadn't urinated. He's been on dialysis for like 73 years.
Wow.
And we got him on our program for kidney failure. In 2 weeks' time, he's urinating. In 2 more weeks' time, he's totally off of dialysis. He's been on dialysis 6 days a week for 73 years. And in less than a month, he's off of dialysis.
How did you do that?
Well, this is a God thing, right?
I know, but how did God use you?
Well, we gave him the 90 essential nutrients. We actually have what we call the secret sauce for getting blood flow through little blocked arteries. Well, when you have kidney failure, there's nothing wrong with your kidney. That seems like an oxymoron or a paradox.
There's nothing wrong with it.
There's nothing wrong with your
Then
kidneys.
why did it fail?
Well, remember, I'm a pathologist, and so surgeons would bring me kidneys they'd take out of somebody with kidney failure, and I'd look at them and say, these are normal. Why'd you take them out? They say, he's got kidney failure. Well, it turns out there's nothing wrong with your kidney when you have kidney failure. What happens is the little microscopic arteries that carry the dirty blood into the filtering units are plugged. So your kidney function goes down, not because there's anything wrong with the kidney, it's just that dirty blood is not being delivered.
Wow.
So we get the circulation going in the kidney.
I have a family member who they say may have to have a kidney transplant.
Probably not.
What do you mean probably not?
Well, give me 90 days, and we'll see.
I'll call, and you can help him?
Yes.
He's a young man. He's related to me.
We do this thousands of times a year.
That you can prevent someone from having
A kidney transplant. We get them off of dialysis, absolutely. Because there's nothing wrong with the kidney most of the time.
Doc, put your hands on this Bible.
Yes, sir.
You
I'll
promise
put
that you can. Wait a minute. I've never done this on This Is Your Day. You're putting your hands on the Word of
Both
God.
hands.
And you're telling me that you can help this young man that I know
Yes, sir.
in my family, where he doesn't have to lose his kidneys, or kidney right now, one kidney, with what you're going to do for him.
He has one good kidney, one bad kidney?
I think so.
Okay, that's easy.
That's
This
easy.
is the God stuff, right?
Okay, now you put your hand
Both
on the Word
hands,
of
not
God,
one hand, sir.
and you vow before God Almighty that you're
Absolutely.
telling the truth.
Absolutely.
I believe you.
Absolutely.
Wow. So what would you tell somebody who's watching? Now, how would they find you, and how would you help them?
Well, I would have them come through the website of your program here.
Okay.
And they can contact me through you.
Okay.
Okay, because you and I are both instruments of God, and so they'll be able to find you and find this program through you. And we deal with every disease.
I mean, I even had Pat Boone call me a few days ago.
Yeah.
He said, if Dr. Wallach helped Andrew Young with his knees, I need his help. And I think you did talk to him, I hope.
Not
a
yet.
few days ago. Okay, well, you will, though.
Okay.
But the thing that's amazing is you've helped people like that, and now you're saying if they go on our website, they can find you.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You've helped thousands.
Thousands. And things like knees, millions.
Whoa,
Kidney
stop,
failure,
Doc.
millions, yes, sir.
Millions of people you've helped
50 countries, Pastor Benny. 50
with
countries.
knees. So that my mother had a knee replacement surgery. Are you telling me that you could have helped my mother?
Yes, sir.
Then where were you? Where were you 3 years ago? My poor mom. It took her forever to walk and get her knees back. Her legs where she can walk and all that.
Well, we can help her because what happens is when you get a knee replacement or a hip replacement, the disease continues to deteriorate the bones. And after a while, that artificial joint they put in there begins to wallow around in there and cause more pain. They say, well, we got to redo it now. They say these things will
Yeah,
last.
it's actually happening now to her.
Well, we can fix that so that bone will
But
grab
she's 83
Doesn't matter.
years old.
Just like Tug, he's 87 years old, and he was on dialysis for 73 years. And in a month's time, we got
Doc,
him off
are you
dialysis.
for real?
Well,
I know you're real because you're here, but I mean, look. I've heard so many people who've been helped by this man. That's why I actually have him here. Why would I have a doctor here if he's not? He hasn't helped people, and you have.
God has never failed me.
You know what? I believe you.
God has never failed me.
Now, tomorrow we're going to talk about diabetes and heart disease that's striking people left and right.
Easy stuff.
Easy stuff, you say.
Sir. We know how to get rid of and prevent diabetes 70 years ago. This is very easy.
Doc, I am 61, okay?
A mere child.
Thank you. I appreciate that very, very much. Give me a 5, Doc. What must I do, just before we say bye, what must I do to prevent myself from getting some heart problem? Just eat right or what?
No, sir. Well, eating right is part of it. That stops the ongoing damage. But then you have to supplement with the 90 essential nutrients. Take the secret sauce for your heart, your arteries.
Now, what is that secret sauce?
Well, it's the same thing that gets the blood flowing through the little blocked arteries in the kidneys.
Can you talk about that tomorrow?
Yes, sir.
Now, it's all in your book, too, and so on. But,
yes, sir, absolutely.
But one more time, what is it?
Well, it's a series of minerals that are required to keep the heart going, to prevent it. See, there's all kinds of heart attacks, and none of them have anything to do with cholesterol. Cholesterol is a total lie. It's the biggest fraud ever perpetuated against the people of...
Really? Even high cholesterol?
High cholesterol just means you're sexy, because you get to make more sex hormones.
Funny. Okay, I'm sorry. I didn't expect that kind of answer.
Oh, that's the truth. As God is my witness.
Okay, I believe you. But I mean, when they have high cholesterol...
Did Jesus ever say, don't eat eggs?
No.
Okay. Well, there you go.
But I mean...
I'm going with Jesus.
Back to... Hope I can finish this program. Back to cholesterol. High cholesterol means nothing?
Means nothing. See, in fact, February 2012, the FDA sent an email to every doctor in America that said, stop telling people to take cholesterol-lowering drugs because it increases your risk of Alzheimer's disease by 100%, type 2 diabetes by 50%.
Yeah, and now they you know, there's that new medicine that they want people to take that reduces cholesterol and all the stuff. And
Stay away from it.
Yeah.
Do not take it. Fire your doctor. Bet on God, don't bet on the doctor.
Well, listen, I think we're all finding out for ourselves that we need to take charge of our own health, because doctors disagree with each other so much, they confuse you so much, and when they tell you what drug to take, they tell you these side effects that can kill you.
Pastor Benny, they never take their own drugs.
But we must say, doctors have helped a lot of good people. There's a lot of wonderful doctors out there that have helped a lot of good people.
That's true. But
what?
Well, I think the way to make doctors all good is we should test them every time they go into the hospital for, you know, to start their workday. They should have a urine test and a breathalyzer test, just like they do for athletes that win gold medals. Every day when they go in, and after lunch they should do it.
Well, I would say they've helped a lot of people, because look at the good surgeries they've done, the surgeons and so on. Wonderful people out there. But I agree in many cases, you know, we haven't been helped because we have not taken charge of our own health and life. And I think it's time to say, okay, it's my body, it's my life, it's my future. I want to take care of it myself and make sure I eat right and know what to do with it.
But that's not enough.
Well, that's why you're here, to also help us with the what else can we do with when you say it's not enough. Okay, now, how will your book help people? Now, your book and CD. Now, your CD, you said millions have been helped.
200 million people have listened to that CD.
What's on it?
That teaches you, and there's tracks on there. You can pick, you don't have to listen to the whole thing. You just go to diabetes, you go to arthritis, you go to Alzheimer's disease. It tells you what to do for each of those diseases. Then, if you're interested, you can go back and listen to the beginning. The book, Dead Doctors Don't Lie, covers over 400 diseases in the appendix, alphabetical order.
So this will show you what? The book will show you what?
What to do for just about any disease you can think of in the appendix.
How to fix it?
Yes, sir. How to prevent it, how to fix it.
So they don't have to talk to you. They can just read this.
They could read that. They don't have to talk to me.
Now, your products are also quite popular. So
yes, sir.
If you want to know more about this wonderful Dr. Wallach, then go on our website, and there's more information for you about the doctor and how you can get hold of him and a whole lot more. But listen, just before we say bye, really, how will this help? How will the book help people? Like what? Well, someone who's dying with cancer.
Well, it's a type of revelation, Pastor Benny, because what it does is it teaches people that they really have the answers at their fingertips. Again, they bet on the wrong horse when they went to a doctor. A doctor may have done a wonderful job in taking the cancer out. Then he sends you home, and he doesn't tell you to change everything that got you to have the cancer. You got to change everything. You have to change your lifestyle.
But now, Doc, someone who's been told they have stage 4 cancer and a month to live, can you help them?
Most of the time. Not every time, but most of the time we can help them. Certainly we can give everybody a better quality of life. And let's say they say you got 6 months to live. What if they live 2 years? What if they live 5 years? And so, and certainly the better quality of life.
My father-in-law, dear Roy Harden, passed away in July. He was the picture of health in March, and he was gone by July. Could you have helped him had we discovered he had cancer in March?
Yes, sir. Because if he died that fast when they discovered it in March, the treatment killed him. The treatment killed him.
Wow.
And so it's a matter of saying, okay, if I only have a month to live, I'd rather spend my time in my bed with my dog on my lap and hugging my grandchildren than being in the hospital, being treated with an experimental drug and dying by myself.
He's in glory now, so he's in a much better place. But listen, let's help precious saints to live longer so they can do more for the Lord.
Bless you.
Get this, absolutely. Well, that's why we're talking today, and that's why you're here. Doc, and I'm glad you came back. God bless you. Help us in 2014 to live healthy.
That's our goal.
Amen. Call the number on the screen and get this book and CD for a gift of $40. Invest in your health. Listen, this doctor is for real, okay? Because the people that he has mentioned are not a fabrication of his mind. He really has helped them, and he's quite well known. He's quite famous. How long have you been doing? How long have you been in this?
35 years, sir.
Okay. Well, that's proof right there. Tomorrow, a whole lot more, and wow. God bless you, Doc.
Well, thanks
for being with me.
God bless you.
I'll see you again, sweet saints.